Good day, this is ET here and saying to be PC or not to be PC. PC means program cyborg. That's why they all say the same thing, but basically at the same time say nothing that has any meaning or you can attach any rational thought towards. And this includes climate change. Whether climate change is changing or not is irrelevant to the factors what we do about it. Whether mankind or human beings are causing climate change or not is also sort of irrelevant. Technology alone will allow for the reduction of emissions. Some brilliant technologies coming along, and it's how the economics of scale are developed that will allow these reforms to be brought in without creating poverty in the West, as it is at the moment. The climate change lobby ignores the fact it is sacrificing poor people in the West. Doesn't make any sacrifices itself towards a goal it has of whatever it is keeping the climate under 2 degrees warmer or whatever it is. But none of these politicians, no one in the UN, no one who's advocating on TV, no pop star, no TV star, no movie star is sacrificing anything towards this. They're only sacrificing others, which makes them a pack of selfish PCs, program cyborgs. That's what they are, programmed people. They've no longer got a mind of their own. If they were serious about climate change, and I live in Australia, we have a climate that is variable, often it's drought. Now the biggest problem a climate has is whether it can feed the people. And I'm not familiar totally with America's geography, but the same is pertinent to that place. You must have enough water at a consistent rate to be able to afford, to be able to produce the food you need to export and to feed your people at a cost they can afford. Very simple. But the politicians and all the people who are with them on this climate, their trajectory on climate change are wasting billions and billions of dollars on trying to reduce temperature when they would be far better off concentrating and now to maintain agriculture and the water supply through society, through using technology, through using wind and solar, which can convert the air, then the humidity in the air, to enough water to provide food for locations and to provide employment in locations at low cost employment, which then can feed hospitals and aged care and schools and the like. And also the people who work in this sort of agriculture, provided by technology that is driven by wind, that provides the water through condensation, that is then, you can ratify over a period of time how much quantity of food you can get per annum. And also, if you do it right, where you build the apparatus and the reservoirs for the water first, you can accumulate enough water over 2 years while you prepare your schemes so that you know then you've got a quantity of water which gives you an X amount of food, and it allows you to build upon that. The fact is, so far in the West, they've done nothing whatsoever towards tackling the challenges of the climate change they say that is coming. All they've done is create poverty and disrupt the economies at a time when economies and poverty is being created by globalization. So the people who say we're worried about climate change at the same time causing far more concern and problems in climate change than there would be if no one had ever said a word about it. If no one had said ever a word about climate change, people would just adapt to the times they're born in, like they always have for millions of years. Beings adapt to how they're born, with the time they're born into. That's natural. These people are going against nature, using politics and media to brainwash people to become politically programmed cyborgs. PC means programmed cyborgs, and not telling the truth about climate. It's not that climate is changing, it's always changing. It's what we do about it, and what they're doing about it is sacrificing the poor people and the unemployed, and they're not making any sacrifices themselves, and yet they're demanding of others what they're not willing to commit to themselves. And therefore, these PCs, programmed cyborgs, are wrong, and it's why the likes of the left are going to get decimated in future elections, unless of course they learn a lesson, grow a brain, accept the knowledge. They do not own the knowledge. The knowledge everyone has access to is there for everyone to find out themselves. And that's why that universities, they deter children and students from learning and researching. They tell them how to think, stop them from questioning authority, programming them to be voters for the likes of Hillary Clinton. Thank you. Trump may not be an answer, but we need a stall on this globalization, climate change politics, until we get some common sense and logic in the Western democracies. Thank you. This is ET on a lovely hot fly-blown day in Australia.